Hello, everybody, and how are you all doing today? It is Rusty Champagne here with you, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. We're here today with a first look at the new release early access version of Synergy. Now, you might recall, possibly, that we did play the demo of this game back when it came out in February, and there is some content from that demo that is available on the channel here. But I did want to thank the team at Goblin Studio and Keymailer for giving me a free review copy of the early access version of this game. So I wanted to hop into this one and see just what may or may not have changed from the demo in here. So let's get it started, shall we? Okay, so I know that I think we only had one scenario back in or we only had one thing available in the demo. So here we got the campaign, the Scorched Earth campaign, where it says it's essential for familiarizing yourself with the game's mechanics and ensuring you have a rewarding game experience and a good understanding of your objectives. And then there's this story called The Anchoring, and then there's the free mode Sandbox. And then there's also maybe you can't get to the scenarios without doing the campaign first. I'm not quite sure. I thought that they had said that there were scenarios available in the early access. I might be wrong on that, but I thought I had read that. But one way or the other, we're going to go again and we're going to hop into the tutorial here because you know me, I do love and I absolutely positively need a good tutorial. So let's do this. A group of exiles who were driven out of the dried out oasis that had protected them until then needs to recover despite their meager resources. However, the climate challenges them at every turn, and the desert is full of strange and dangerous mysteries. Also known as how is Rusty Champagne actually going to lead these people? Scores only saved if the objective is reached in 40 cycles or less. Okay. So let us hop in here and see what the early access version of this game is all about. So here we go. For 2 generations, our community lived in an oasis protected from the hazards of the outside world. Like everywhere else, we were driven out of our homes. All is not lost. After crossing a sea of sand, we reached the shores of some new lakes. No matter how toxic the water is, it'll be pure bliss if we can treat it. Okay, so I remember this. We have to get the clean water. So we need to build a pontoon, and then we need to build a purification basin. We can do that. And then collected resources must be stored in a water tower or in a cellar for food and clean water, or in a small warehouse for everything else. Got it. So here are our citizens, and we're going to move the camera onto a water hole so we can zoom in and out. And then we're going to right click and drag in order to do that. So now we're going to go here and build a pontoon. This is our pontoon, and we're going to set it right about here, right on the water. Got it. And or they want it in a particular. Oh no, it's being built. And then they want a purification basin, and we can kind of set this wherever we want as well, within range of the pontoon. So we're going to set that right about now. And then we need a water tower. So we'll take a water tower and we can set this just about anywhere we want, but I am going to set it close to the purification basin because it doesn't make sense to set it further away. So we'll set it there and that'll work. And now that is all we need to do. We've got to wait for these to be built so we can speed up the time, and we're going to do that. So let us get the time sped up, and we will wait for all these things to get built. And once they are built, then we can get things rolling. So I'm trying to tell if there's any difference in the graphics from what we had before. It's got a very similar look. I don't know if maybe the citizens might look a little bit different than they did before, perhaps, but perhaps not. They might be fine. Well, they're fine for sure. I mean, they might look a little bit different than they did before. I cannot really recall as to whether or not they did. They may be similar. Now, if I remember right, way up here, we have we have our starting stock up here. So all the things that we brought with us, we have up here. But we don't have anywhere to put it right now. It's just kind of sitting there until we build places to store all of it. So we'll eventually get that into a warehouse and into a cellar once we have those built. But for right now, we're just getting the water tower and the purification basin built. and then we will assign people to start working there to get us some clean water, because clean water is an important thing. So we got the water tower, and we got the purification basin, which will be done in just a little bit, and we will have that. And then we can get all of this rolling. There we go. That's all good. So that's completed. We've completed that step. Now we need to assign 2 citizens to a pontoon and 1 to the purification basin. So we're going to click on this. And then we've got the ability to assign some citizens, and we can just go plus or minus to assign them. We'll just pick people at random. So Poliro and Vastamala are going to go to work, and it shows you that they're highlighted in pink to show you that they work at the pontoon. Then we need 1 to work at the purification basin. And we click on that, and we can only hire 1 to work at the purification basin, and that is going to be Clemotef. I love these people's names. They've got the best names, I'm telling you. All right, so now they are going to be assigned. And the person at the purification basin can't do anything until the water is brought from the pontoon. So we'll have that happen here momentarily. So now we have an infrastructure to treat water, as well as a healthy and sustainable irrigation system. However, seasons come and go, hectic and harsh, and we risk a disaster if we don't collect enough supplies for immediate consumption. To keep our buildings running smoothly, we must store enough clean water to prepare for a drought. So we're going to need another purification basin, or 2, and then we're going to have to collect some clean water. And here it's going to talk about clean water, and it tells you about the upcoming weather. So scarcity of water means growing needs of population need to be balanced with supply. And then certain climatic events such as the dry season can be fatal for unprepared cities, as water supply means are slowed down or even stopped. Fortunately, you can check out upcoming weather conditions in the interface, which shows the weather forecast for the current and future cycles. A cycle is a period of 40 days. And all this information is displayed near the speed controls right down there. So that's where we are. So we're in day 9 of cycle 1 at this point. So they want us to build 1 more purification basin. We can do that. And we'll set that right up over here next to this one. I don't think there's any reason to not have them right next to each other. And then we can assign another person to that once it is built. So they're going to bring the rock from our supplies up here. So we have 10 boreal rock up here. So they're going to bring 5 of those down here to build this. And once it is built, then we can assign someone to work there. So we're going to fast forward time. Let that roll. And how fast can we can fast forward it up to 4 to quadruple time, basically, to go to 4x speed, which is their version of ludicrous speed. So we'll let it go that fast, and once it is built, then we will assign someone to work there. Now we have a total of 10 citizens in the town, so we can see that up there. We have 10 citizens, all adults, no children, and they're all homeless right now. So we've got to give them homes sooner than later. We also have 3 that are at work and 7 that are not. So the 7 that are not are basically going to be able to go out and forage or do all kinds of random things, but they are not assigned to a job. So we're going to take someone and assign them here. So who's going to go here? Malkion is going to come here and work at that purification basin. And then after that, we just need to collect some clean water. And so here we can see how much water they are collecting. So they are collecting 10 toxic water per cycle. And at the purification basin, they take 20 toxic water and turn it into 20 clean water. And we can see how far along they are in that progress. So the entire process takes 7 days to turn 20 toxic into 20 clean. So we will fast forward time once again, let that keep rolling, and very shortly we should have 20 clean water, which it will store in the water tower. So we're just going to wait for that to happen, and that will be happening here momentarily. We got this person over here who's stirring their life away to get that all nice and clean, and we will have some clean water in just a bit. All right, there we go. We're going to slow down time, and we're going to wait for that water to get moved. Oh, they already did it. Perfect. It's already been moved. Okay, so the Oasis words again. The Oasis's inhabitants have slept for too long under the stars with only an expansive canvas to protect them from the extremes of the climate. We need to provide shelter in sustainable buildings. For that, we will need materials as well as warehouses to store them. Heaps of rock that can potentially meet our needs can be found all around the area. Let's use them wisely. I agree. So we need one small warehouse, and we need to perform one rip out on rocky amalgam. I don't think I remember that before. So, resource ripping. Building requires resources which can be obtained in various ways. The simplest method is to collect them directly from the map to get the necessary ingredients. So, there's a rip out action, which is that's in the fast actions panel. It allows you to collect resources and plants from the map. Okay. And then we're going to do that on the rocks. So, we got rocky amalgams. Got it. And then we're going to build a small warehouse to store all this. So first things first, let us build the small warehouse. So we're going to go here, small warehouse, and that's going to take, we're going to set that right about here as well. Keep it close. And in order to build a small warehouse, we need 20 bark. And I believe we have 20 bark in our, yeah, we got plenty of bark here. So they're going to bring the bark and get this warehouse built. Because right now it doesn't do any good to go and get any of the rock until we have the small warehouse built, because they won't have anywhere to store the rock. And then once they have the small warehouse built, they will then start bringing as many resources as they can from the starting stock and dropping it in the small warehouse. So we'll see that happen once this is built. So I'm going to fast forward time again and let that get going. So we got 2 people building it. And once it's built, then we should see a bunch of the people that are not assigned to buildings start bringing product from here and dropping it off in the small warehouse. Like these 4 people, they're just standing around like, what are we going to do? Now there it is. Now it's built. And if we slow this down, we see they're bringing all of the goods from our starting stock and dropping it off down here in the small warehouse. So they're just going to keep going back and forth, emptying this out. So we'll move this forward a little bit again, and we'll see. So they brought the tree trunks, they're bringing the bark, and they're going to just keep on taking everything from here and putting it into the small warehouse. And it shows you what the capacity is, and you can choose what you want to have stored in here. So you can say, I don't want these things, or I do want these things. And in the wished for, I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but I'm assuming that you can up that. We'll see whether or not they'll allow you to bring more bark. Let's see what'll happen there. Or will they just stop? Okay, they have stopped. So I guess we would have to tell them, bring more and put it here. So that seems to be why they're not bringing anything there. So let's see. Bark, we'll have them bring all the bark. We can then bring all the tree trunks. So we'll set that up. Tree trunks, where we got tree trunks. We'll go there and up that. And the cooling bomb, we can have 80. So we got 80 more. So we'll have them bump that up to 100. And then what else do we got? Purifying remedies and poultices. And we'll just have them bring everything and put it in here. So there's the poultices. And then the purifying remedies. So we're going to get this completely emptied out, because we don't really need it anymore. And then they'll store everything in the small warehouse. Now we can collect some boreal rock. So we've got people that are available to do that. So we're going to rip out, which we can also do by hitting the F key, and we can find any rock. And so we're going to go right about here and click right on that rock, and they will rip it out. So that should be all we need to do. So we're going to close that. Yeah, and so it's got the ripping out symbol above it. And so we should have someone that will come over here momentarily and rip this rock. It looks like it's going to be Iveen over here, is making their way over to this rock to get it ripped out. And that process should collect our 30 boreal rock, I believe. We shall find out. So we'll see what happens after this process is completed. And just about done. And there we go. So we've got, yes, it is completed. That gave us our 30 boreal rock, and they'll move all of it over to the small warehouse. All right, so now that we've done that, it's time to build some housing. Need some roofs over their heads to protect them against rough weather. All these worries about rough weather. I mean, come on, they're hardy. They can handle it. Your citizens will go to their homes regularly to nourish themselves, which makes the positioning of houses quite strategic, which means I need to find a way to mess it up. When they nourish themselves, citizens can consume food and clean water. These resources are drawn directly from a nearby cellar. This is why houses must be positioned within range of a cellar. Okay, we can do that. And then they also need clean water and food. So, okay. So all storage automatically requires 20 units of each accepted resource types. Yeah, got it. And yeah, that's no problem. And then we're going to, okay, so help with determining where resources are stored or preventing citizens from consuming certain foodstuffs. Okay. And yeah, and then this is where it's talking about people that are not assigned to any building will then become transporters, basically. And then they'll naturally prioritize direct orders, and then the tasks they consider most important. And you can change priorities on things as need be. Okay, so we are going to build a cellar, and we're going to build it right in this same area here. So let's build a cellar, put it right about here, and I think there might be a way to rotate these things. Let's see, shift to turn the building over. Yeah, shift rotates it. So we're going to set it right about here. I think that feels like a good spot to put it. We'll put it there. And that is going to require 5 boreal rock and 10 bark, which we should have all of that in here now. So if I go to boreal rock, oh, so it does actually store more. Huh. I wonder why they didn't store more of the well, maybe I need to knock that down. I think I can. So maybe I can knock that down and everything will be fine. I'll do that. We'll see what happens. And I'll leave the yeah, so that's empty now. So yeah, maybe I'll knock this down. Let's see what happens if we do that. Maybe everything will be good. It seems like it. So maybe I didn't need to make that change. that's very possible. Let's fast forward time again and wait for the cellar to get completed. And then once the cellar is completed, we can see what all goes in the cellar. This is going to be food. This is going to be water that can all go in there. So this will be done momentarily. And let's slow down time again. Okay, perfect. And if we look at this, so carbon bulbs, clean water, loaves of bread, simple dishes, vegetables, and watery pots can all go in there. And now we need to build 3 houses within range of the cellar. And we can do whatever kinds of houses we want. We can go with fancy, or we can go with, yeah, those are our 3 options. So let's do some of these. So we'll go here, and we'll go here, and we'll go here. Just like that. And leave a little bit of room so that no one's right on top of each other. Maybe they should be. Maybe it'll be fine. And right now we're waiting for, okay, we got tree trunks, and I think we got rocks still. I think we had plenty of rock. Or maybe not. Let's see how much rock we're going to have. Are they going to build all 3 of these? Yep. So we had enough rock, but we're running out of rock. We've only got 5 rock left in the warehouse. So at some point, we will have to get some more rock. But at this point, I don't think it's a concern. I think we're still okay. And we can see here we've got 60 clean water in our water tower, and we've got 20 in our cellar. So I guess, yeah, so that having it in the cellar says that that's how much can be stored there. And since they all go to the cellar for it, then that will keep any more from being consumed than what would possibly be available, is what I gather from that. Okay, so the houses. I should have rotated all those. Did not see the way they were facing. That's fine. It's fine. No problem. They'll all just kind of walk. It's like they'll have a front yard and a backyard. Something like that. That's what we're going to go with, at least. So once these get populated, people will move into them, because that's the point of housing, you know. That's how that works. Captain Obvious at it again. Okay. So those are now built. All right, the food we brought with us is dwindling by the day, but picking the strange and prickly fruit growing in the area, not to mention eating it, is risky. For anything else, we must eliminate any danger related to the exploitation of these plants. Although we do not have a lot of scientific knowledge, the Oasis's old distiller is able to perform basic chemical experiments. I thought that's a channel. Equipping it with a mobile working station, we should start our botanical studies. So we need a field lab, and then we need a picker's cabin, and then we need to analyze a plant that produces watery pods and collect 20 watery pods. Okay, so we got to get the field lab, and then from that we can start harvesting. And this is where we can harvest, where it will either collect the things or it'll just rip them out. We don't want to rip them out. We would just want to harvest and leave it where it will leave the plant intact. I remember goofing that up in a bad way when I first played this game. So first things first, let's get a field lab. And we can go infirmary, assignment tower, and picker's cabin. There is a field lab around here somewhere. Housing, storage, flora, resource production. Oh, wait, strategy. And field lab. And let's kind of set this off over in this area here. Put that there. And that's going to take what? Technological artifacts, which we have in stock. It was nice of us to bring some technological artifacts with us. I wouldn't have thought that we would have done such a thing, but apparently we did. So that's perfect. So we'll get that built. They are getting this finished up. Okay, that's done. Slow down time again. Now we can build a picker's cabin. So that will be, if we go back here, and let's go to not storage, flora. Yeah, for picker's cabin. So this is where we can then harvest things. So we can assign people to harvest, and they'll pick and trim from here. So picking and trimming. We're going to set this up. We want to kind of have this close to the warehouse, I think, and the cellar. So I'm going to set this up right here and shift. Okay. Again, don't know if that's the best, but that's what we're doing. And this is going to be 15 bark, which we have. So we'll get that built. And then we need to analyze a plant that produces watery pods. So while they're building that, we can go here and we can do some analysis. We're going to add an analysis. So we're going to draw conclusions based on what they can see from the plant. So we are going to select this plant. So we're going to go check this plant out. Say, hey, what's up with this thing? What do we got going on with this dealio over here? And once they're done with that, then they'll come back and say, oh, this is what we can do with it. So we'll wait and see who exactly is going to go out that direction and analyze it. Oh, I probably need to assign someone there. That's probably why that's not happening. Small details, just little tiny details. Okay, now they're going to go out and do that analysis. So this person right here, who is that? That's Iveen, is going to go out there and start doing some analysis of that plant. And they'll bring it back over here. And once they know, then they'll say, oh, this is what we can do with it. So that plant is a diluvian bush. That's the apparent name of that thing. And if we look here at our field lab, we can see that they'll have some analysis going on. And so right now that's happening. So all the analyzing of the watery pod plants is occurring. We'll let that finish up. And we then also, this is kind of, oh yeah, we don't have anyone in the picker's cabin. So how many people do we still have? We have 14 people here. And we have 9 that are available. So we're going to take 3 people and put them in the picker's cabin. So they'll all do all the picking, which is going to be important. So we're right now just waiting for the analysis to get finished at the field lab. And once that's done, then we can start doing some picking and some harvesting. So that's going to take, okay, that is done. And we can click this notification to consult the results of our analysis. So we can rip it out to collect our branches. We can pick it to get the watery pods, and that will not kill it. Or we can trim them to also get their branches. So if we rip it out, we just get the branches and nothing else. If we trim it, we'll get the branches, but it'll still be pickable, and we can pick it for the watery pods. So let's do that. So we're going to collect all the watery pods. So we're going to go to the picker's cabin, and we're going to go to this. So we're going to add a task and picking, and they're going to go and do all the picking of all the watery pods. We're going to set all these up to be picked, and we're going to go all around here and have them pick all the bushes. So they're just going to do as much of that as they can in all of the areas. And let's see, they may not be able to pick that one, but we're going to find out. So these ones here, maybe they're pickable. I do not know, but we're just going to have them do all that picking right about there. So once that's done, they'll come back and they will collect all of all the watery pods. So these apparently have like 3 on them at a time, is what I'm gathering. And they're out here in the distance. I don't know why they didn't bother to collect from these first. Apparently they felt like they needed to go to the far away ones first, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but hey, what do I know? I'm just the taskmaster. I, I can't tell them where to go or what to do first. They'll just kind of do what they think is important. Meanwhile, while that's going on, I might as well have some more analysis going on here because these guys don't have anything happening, and I might as well put them to work. So let's see. They can do some analysis. Let's do some analysis on these trees, and let's see what's going to happen here. And then can I queue up another one, or what would happen? Let's see. Can I have them analyze? Can I have them analyze? Can I have them analyze these? Yes, they can. So we're going to have them analyze both of those things. And then maybe even they'll have them analyze that. Because again, I don't have them doing anything else. So might as well have them analyze a bunch of stuff and see what we got. Maybe even these. They're going to go everywhere. They're just going to be busy little beavers doing all of the analyzing. Because again, we're going to need it eventually. It's going to be necessary to analyze all this stuff. So we're just going to let them do it. Okay, there's our 20 watery pods. That is done. So now to obtain certain resources, a refining stage might be necessary in order, for example, tools crafted at the forge or dishes prepared in the kitchen. And certain versatile production buildings can produce several resources. Production modules allow you to select the resource to produce and the way to produce it by choosing the recipe to use. This allows us to adapt the resources available to our environment. Okay, got it. And then we got refining. So speed depends on the efficiency, which is influenced by the number of people that are working on it. And then there could be bonuses or penalties, which can be unlocked through research and due to proximity with other buildings. Then we can have penalties due to bad weather. Sounds good. So we need one kitchen. Let us get a kitchen. And that is going to be in the right here. So this shows us all the things that we produce, and we could have 3 people working there. Sounds good. And that takes 20 boreal rock, which we might not have at this point in time. We may be missing boreal rock. And I'm going to put it right in here and set it. We'll set it over here. There. Yeah, I'm missing the rock. So I'm going to have some people go and get some rocks. So we're going to go here and we're going to do some rip out on some rocks. We're going to rip out all those rocks right there. So we're going to send a few people down that way and get those done. So that person, and that person are now going to go and collect a bunch of rocks for us. And then they can get working on the kitchen. At the same time, okay, so we got an analysis done. And that's, okay, so all we can do with the giant trees is cut them down to get tree trunks and bark. That's all we got, apparently. Or at least that's what I see. That's what they're telling me. That's all we can do with it. So I'm going to go with what they're saying and take it as truth. because that's what they tell me. So why would they lie to me? Maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe I just need to learn more. And the other thing we can get, we can put up the forge, even if we can't start building it. We can put it up. And again, I don't know if everything's supposed to be in this area. I mean, I see that this outline is here. I don't know if that matters, but I'm just going to keep on setting everything here in this outline for now. Again, maybe not the way it's supposed to go, but it's a rusty Champaign thing, so we're going to go with this. So we'll set the forge right about here. There we go. And they will start forging away once we have enough resources. And right now they're working on this. So we have 9 people that are assigned and 5 people that are just going around doing other stuff. So we can fast forward time again. And then once we have the resources here, that should move. Okay, so now that should move to 11 and 3. Okay, 12 and 2. So we have 12 people that are working, including 2 that are working here and 2 that are working there. So all the building is going on. And we'll let that continue happening. So the kitchen's going up, and the forge is going up, and the kitchen is just about done. So we'll slow down time again. Perfect. So now we got that. So in order to get... Oh, we got 2 analysis reports. Let's pause this and let's see what we got. So for this, the cinder sprouts can be pruned or picked or ripped out, and they can produce some ashy kernels, which have medical uses. Okay. And then they can also get bark, which can be picked. And then we also have, what do we have? Oh, the riverbank fingers, which can, if you trim them even partially, makes them lose all their fluids and kills them. So don't do that. And so ripping out this plant by the roots provokes its toxins to dry out. It's then possible to extract its seeds safely. So would there ever be a reason to trim them? Effect kills the plant. So why? Why would you do such a thing? Perhaps there's a reason. I don't know. So we're building the forge. We need to collect 40 simple dishes. So we can make simple dishes by it. Oh, it takes all these things. So we need 6, 6, and 4. So we don't have the foodstuffs. So we have to get the vegetables from somewhere, is what I'm gathering out of this. And maybe that's something that we need to figure out. Because if I start trying to do this, nothing's going to happen. Because we don't have... Yeah, we don't have any... So that's simple dishes. And I'm guessing that a simple dish is anything. If I click on that, let's see, replay tutorials. So, let's see. If we take a look. So, all right. Oh, yeah, that's just talking about the recipes. Got it. So that's that. And we don't have any of those. So we need some veggies. So with that being the case, I can take that person off because they're not doing anything. So we got to get some veggies in there. And in order to get some veggies, we need to find some things that have them. So did we get... Oh, have they done the research on the cabbage shrub? Now they are. I really need to have more than one person doing research here. I really, really do. That was a mistake on my part to only have one person working in the field lab. I really should have had more than one person there. And we can collect 10 tools. Is the forge ready? No, the forge is still being built. So let's fast forward things again a bit. Let this all happen. So we're just about done. That's done. We have analysis. The forge is completed. So here we go. So we can get some plant waste and the vegetables. Okay, so we're going to send our picking crew. Once again, we're going to slow time down. And we are going to have you guys. Where's our picking crew? you are going to go and you are going to pick all of the cabbage shrubs. Whoop. Let's try that again. I think I missed something. Yeah, so pick and can we, how do we change that again? Let's go there. And can I stop that? Maybe I can stop that. Yeah. And then pick. And you're going to go over here and start picking all this stuff. So pick all of those and get all that. Can I zoom in? I think there's a way to, oh, yeah, there we go. So we're going to have them pick a bunch of this. And I can probably get another picker's cabin at some points. That would probably be a thing to do. But right now, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to just have these guys go out and do all this picking of this. And I can have them pick some of these. Well, all these are now actually bare. So these look like they have berries on them. So we'll have them go out that way as well. Pick all of those. That one looks like it's got some berries on it. These have some. Nope, that doesn't have any berries on it. So there we go. So they're going to go out, start picking all the cabbage. And once they have the cabbage, then we can start actually making some simple meals. So we'll set all that up. That'll happen. Select some items or unselect some items. Oh, I think that's what we need to do. We could have them select some items. I think that was the mistake I made. So I don't think I needed to do what I did. And if I go back here to this, did that keep it? Let me make sure that kept it. It did. So they're going to pick all that. Perfect. And they should then bring that to the kitchen. Yeah. So they were starting to bring some to the kitchen. So how many people do we have that are not working? We have 8 that are at work and 6 that are not. So we're going to put 2 on here. And then that'll put us up to 10 that are working and 4 that are not. And then we need some people at the forge. And in order to get this from the forge, in order to get tools, we need some of the branches. And so if we go back here again, these sunshade trees, if I remember right, if we go back here and if we look, nope, strategy, that wasn't it. So knowledge, is it, or can we just go here and can we look at this? If we look at the field lab, how do we go back and look at old reports? There was a way to look at these old reports, so, but I don't, oh yeah, here we go. We can just look at this. So sunshade trees, we can prune those, or no, we can rip them out. We get the tree trunks and the bark, which is not what we want. So there was something, we can trim these to get the branches. That's what we wanted. So it might be worth it. Okay, so I can go back to the picker's cabin and we can add some items. Oh, but we can't because they're picking. So we'd have to get them off of picking and switch them over to trimming is where we are. That's kind of what we're standing at. Kind of where we're standing right now. So how many meals are they going to make? We've got, okay, so we've got 18 in here and they're making that. Okay, so now I can have them stop picking. I don't need the pickers to pick anymore. We can take them off of that. Now we can have them go to trimming. And they're going to trim all these and get the branches because we need the branches for the tools. So we'll have them do a bunch of trimming and get all the tools. This is where it would be helpful to get another picker's cabin. But the thing I have to watch out for is having enough workers to do all this. Because if you assign too many workers to buildings, then you're not going to have anyone to be like transport or anything like that. So that's the part that I've always got to watch out for. I've only got 4 people that are not currently, I've got 4 people that are kind of working as couriers. And we want to make sure that we have enough to do that. I really need to build another house as well, because according to this, I do not have another house, or I don't have enough houses for the people. So we are also going to go here and we are going to, even though they didn't tell us to, we're going to build another house. And we're going to set it up and put it right about here. And I'm actually, is that the way I want it? We'll actually have that like that. There. And what is that going to take? 10 stone and 10 bark. and we have plenty of that available. So that will then take a couple of our people that are currently couriers and turn them into builders. So that will happen here momentarily. And once that's done, then they'll build that house. And that might give us some more people. Maybe, maybe not. And if we look here, they're now collecting all the branches. So it doesn't do us any good to get anyone working on tools until we have the branches here. So I'm just waiting until we have 30 branches. And once we do, then we can start making some tools. So we're just going to let that ride. We're also getting pretty close to the next cycle, which is going to be temperate. So the first 5 are all temperate, which is good. I do love a temperate cycle. I'm all about that. So we're, again, just kind of waiting. Oh, we need more vegetables. How many of these did we make? I thought we made enough. Well, we made 30. Huh. Or are they bringing some more? I really thought we had enough to do all that. Huh. Okay, I'll have to have them go and get some more. I really thought they had done enough there. So, but once I have 30 branches, then I will once again turn the pickers off from the picker's cabin and have them then switch over and go back to picking again. Because I apparently ran myself short on vegetables. I didn't realize that I did, but apparently I did. So we're just waiting for some more branches to make their way here. And if I look at this now, we've got this stone house. So people will end up going in here and working, living. Again, what am I talking about? I have no idea. Okay, they're doing some trimming there. That's Malazif is doing some trimming, and they will bring those branches over to. They are bringing Oh yeah, so then the branches will get transported. Yeah, so they'll get transported, and they'll eventually end up over here. Okay, cool. That's done. So now back to the picker's cabin, and stop what you're doing, and go back to picking. And we want you picking all of the veggies. So pick a bunch of veggies. We'll just have you pick 2 rounds of veggies. That will work from all those trees. And they should finish making these. Oh, I don't have anybody in the forge to make the tools. So let's get one. We've got 2 people. We'll have 2 people go there and start making tools. And we're going to speed up time again and let this all happen. So the poor people in the kitchen are just like, well, we can't really do anything because we don't have any veggies. So once we have some veggies, we can start actually cooking again. And now they do? Yes, now they do. So that's happening. And we only had them picking from those 6 trees. So everything's fine. And if we look here, we have the tools being made. And that will finish up in about 4.5 days. And it's running at 67% efficiency because we have 2 people out of 3 there, which is fine. We've now made our 40 simple dishes, and we're working on our 10 tools. And we'll have that here momentarily. Okay, cool. That's done. All finished. All right, we have enough to survive, at least for now. Still, mere survival won't keep the citizens motivated, and many are already moaning, what now? Why toil and work every day just to get a ration of food and a sip of water? To keep the population motivated and allow the community to live again, it's high time to think of this camp as a real city. We must plan and build common living spaces dedicated to sociability and leisure. Oh, and because of that, okay, so we got 4 adults and 0 kids that join the city. Okay, so we have to complete objectives, and that's how we get more citizens. Got it. So then we talk about basic needs. So with no clean food or water, then they might have issues. And we could lose citizens for a number of reasons. Starvation, thirst, serious untreated sicknesses, or loss during an expedition. That sounds like something I'd do. And then we can do some districts. So Square allows us to start forming a district, and there's different kinds of districts. I do remember this a bit. And then there's buildings that will add to or subtract from the district score. Got it. So we need to build a cultural square. That's the next thing they want. So if we go here, we're on double speed. Let's go back to single speed. And housing, storage, flora, resource production strategy. Is it cultural square? And that's going to take 40 rock. And we can put this, I think, just about anywhere. I'm going to actually set it up here. And can we put, no, we can't put it on the water. I'm going to set it up here. Just in case it might suffer somewhat negatively from the production buildings. So I might set it up kind of this way. We're winging it. I don't know if that's the way to go, but we're gonna whirl. We're gonna give it a go, and we're gonna see what happens. And our pickers are busy doing all the picking. I should probably get another picker's cabin going here. That feels like the thing to do. So that way I can have some people that are trimming and some people that are picking. That just feels like a solid plan. So let's go back here again and get another picker's cabin happening. We're going to set it right here by this one and get that going. And what is that going to take? Bark. So I think we'll be okay. And that is being built. So both of these things are happening. So let's just let all that roll. And once that's done, then we can go ahead and start reassigning some people and having things happen there. All right, that is done. So, and the cultural square is being worked on. So now I can have 2 people at the picker's cabin that are picking. So I'm going to, how many people do I have available? I have 14 working. Oh, I've got a couple that are working on that. So let's get that done. And then we'll see where we're at after that. Okay, that is done. Okay, cool. And let's close that out for now. I'll get back into that in a second. So I have 7 people that are unassigned. So I'll have 1 more picking, and then we're going to put 3 over here, and they will be the trimmers. So they're just going to do all the trimming. And I'm going to have them trim, let's see, what all can they trim? Or are they, let's do the, let's see, select some items. Okay, so we're going to have them trim a bunch of stuff. So we'll have them trim this to grab some of this. Then we'll have them trim these to grab some branches. And we'll have all the stuff. what could possibly go wrong? So we'll have some trimmers, we'll have some pickers, and I think we'll be good there. And we don't want to trim those because that'll kill them. So we don't want to do that. And if we trim those, all right, let's close that out again. So if I go to these cabbage shrubs, if we trim those, oh, trimming those will actually give some vegetables too. Ew, I would not have thought of that, but apparently it does. So we can go to here, go to this picker's cabin. Let's close that out. And we can add some stuff for you to pick. So, yeah, let's get you picking some more. And can we have you both picking and trimming on the same items? I think we can. I think that's possible. We're going to find out. So if we pick that, what does that give us? Well, it gives us bark. Okay, so let's definitely have that happen. So our pickers are also going to go here, and they're going to pick some of this bark. I think this is possible. We're going to find out. So, what did I do there? What did I do there? I don't know what I did. I tried to do something, and luckily it did not happen. Whatever it was I was trying to do. I did not make the mistake that I almost thought I made. Okay, so we got pickers, we got trimmers. They're doing plenty good. Lots of things happening there. So we can close that out. And now if we look at our cultural square, we need a social district, is what they're saying. So let's complete a social district. One of those. And that would, okay, so requires a canteen and 3 stone houses, and then plus 10 social in houses. Okay, sounds good. Let's do that. And so we got to complete a social district. Got it. So we need a canteen. And so these are all the things that give us points. And then we have things that lose us points. So buildings. So that's good. I kept it out of the range of a number of our buildings. So the forge, the foundry, the sand factory, the weaver's workshop all loses points. That's good because there's the forge that would have lost us a bunch of points. So let's see. We need to build the canteen for sure. That is a must. So we're going to go here and we are going to build a. There should be a canteen available. There it is. So we're going to build that. And oh, I didn't read that. Let's read that again. So, designed not just as a place to eat daily meals, but also deliver meals nearby. This place is a pillar of social life in the district. So, allows our citizens to store the following resource categories. Okay, got it. And then modifies within range a couple of things, whatever those are. And we'll set that right about here. I'm going to spin it. I'm going to set that up right along the water. And that appears to help out all those buildings. That's what I'm gathering. Okay. So we want to keep it close to the houses. So maybe I'll even set it closer. Can I set it? I can't set it on the tree. I could rip the tree out. Maybe I'll rip the tree out. Let's do that. So let's yank this tree out. You can go away. So let's get that tree out of there. And then we're going to slap that canteen right in the middle. Because it seems like it's good for all the houses. So we're going to just get rid of that tree. And once that tree's gone, we're going to put the canteen right in there. Boom. Tree gone. I'm sorry. I won't rip out too many trees, I promise. Okay, let's shift that. Put that right about there. Sounds good. Now we got it. So we'll build the canteen. We got plenty of resources. No problem there. All the resources that we need are available. So all is good. So we will get this built once we get the bark over there. There we go. That is being built. It's going to take some time. And if we look here, our pickers and our trimmers. Okay, so our trimmers didn't look like they had enough, or our pickers didn't look like they had enough veggies going in there, but they do. Our trimmers appear to be out of things to trim. So let's go to our pickers cabin again, and let's see, what else can we add here that they can trim? So what is being trimmed? Can this be trimmed? I wonder if it's being picked, can it not be trimmed? That's an excellent question. I do not know for sure, but I'm going to have them start trimming all this. So we're going to trim all of these. And that will give us a bunch of branches. Because that's the thing that we need right now is a bunch of branches. And we'll have them trim these as well. That will work. So that'll give us branches, which will give us tools, which is good, I assume. Can't hurt. And let's speed this up. Get that up and completed. And again, that's going to make a bunch of stuff around here happy. And happy is good. Can't go wrong with happy, generally. Can you ever go wrong with happy? I wouldn't think so. I mean, generally happy is a good deal. That's kind of what you're going for, is happy. All right, the canteen is done. So that will store loaves of bread and simple dishes. All right, our citizens' well-being is closely related to the quality of their housing, and so they also need other stuff. So, all right, so schools apply an access bonus to knowledge around it. Okay. And in this tutorial, we focus solely on access to well-being. So the well-being score depends on proximity to vegetation, the presence of water holes, and the shadowing surface. Okay. Sounds like a plan. So we need one scent garden, 4 citizens assigned to a scent garden. Oof. We're going to probably have to lose some pickers in order to do that. Then have a house with a level 10 in well-being. So we can probably do that, and that might be the last thing that we work on here. So well-being, and we want a scent garden. So a scent garden, which is going to go right here. And that is going to, what did it say it was going to do? Let's take a look at that again. Increases well-being within range, increases social within range. And that takes some tools and a couple of other stuffs, which I don't know if we have. I'm going to set this kind of close. So we're going to set this right about here. Drop that in. And what do we not have? What is that? Oh, poultices. Oh, we have those. Okay, those are in the warehouse. That's good. I thought I did. Well, I wasn't sure what it was, but I know that we brought those over from our starting stock. So yeah, we had plenty of those. So let's get that built. Just waiting for the builders. And now we're just waiting on some veggies. So these guys are just standing around like we don't have anything to do. So since they don't have veggies, we should probably get our pickers once again working on getting some veggies. So let's add some stuff to their list. And what do they have available? So they can pick these. Oh, well, they already are. So they can pick that, get some more veggies there. Let's have them go out that way. Pick those for some more vegetables. And there's one there. I think that's good. Yeah, that'll give us plenty of vegetables. So that'll help that out. And now we can close that. I'm going to eventually have to cut down on the number of pickers I have because, again, I'm going to have people that are working here. Okay, slow down. Let's slow that down. And now we need 4 citizens being assigned to the scent garden. All right, so how many do I have available? I've only got 3. So I'm going to have to pull some people off. So we're going to cut down on the forge. We're going to cut down on the kitchen. And we're going to cut down on a picker in each place. So that way we have 4 people that can work in the scent garden. All right, so they're now all in the scent garden. And that's going to take clean water and give it better well-being within range. Okay, that's good. Look at that. Wow, that was easy. Citizens have noticed a strange phenomenon, a luminous dot blinking chaotically and only visible at night. They fear it could be a distress signal. Numerous volunteers have asked to investigate it and organize a rescue operation if need be. Let's select some explorers and equip them from the trip. And 6 more adults have joined the city. And 2 systems shape the game's progression by introducing new possibilities, research, and exploration. At the start of a game, most buildings are not accessible. It must be discovered through research, and they can also unlock effects. So we got technological research and cultural research. And then we've got the ability to explore. So we have to build a research center and an explorer's hut. And those will be other things that we will have to do. But we will definitely do that one in another episode. I feel really good about the way that we've got things kind of set up here. Got a canteen that is doing all kinds of things for the town. We got our social district that's kind of working. We've got the scent garden that's got people there that are making people happy. We've got some clean water. We got a forge that's doing things. We got a kitchen that's doing things. Surprisingly enough, this doesn't seem like it feels half bad. I feel like we're actually doing okay. And now that I've jinxed it, it's all going to fall apart at some point in time. But for now, it's pretty good. So yeah, like I said before, this game, or I don't think I said it before, this game just released today in early access, May 21st. And it is available on Steam at this point in time. And I do once again want to thank the team at Synergy and also a Keymailer for the free copy of this game so that I can show it to all of you wonderful people. But that is going to be all for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like. If you really like this video, I'd love it even more if you consider giving the channel a subscribe. But until we meet again, thanks as always for being a part of all of my silliness. I'm Rusty Champagne, and we will see you later.